You guys about is a conspiracy theory out there that apparently there's these reverse, these there's these reverse songs, there's these reverse messages in today's music, and apparently it's been going on for the longest time. Some people say that a lot of the songs have demonic messages in it. If you play it backwards, it says like "I love Satan," I will worship the Antichrist. These are just random examples, but this is just what I'm saying. Do I actually believe this is the case? And I have to say, to be honest with you, I don't really believe it's the case. Because, to be honest with you, the music of today is so negative. Is so negative that... the music of today is filled with so much bad messages. Is that really even necessary to do in the first place? Because you have to realize something, okay? There is a lot of music out there, okay? And a lot of people in the world, especially with the poor quality of lyrics, they don't even really listen to to the lyrics and what it actually means. They just listen to the chorus and they listen to it because it sounds good, okay? There's people in the world who play at football games stuff that does not even relate to football games, They'll just simply listen to a song and they'll just simply say, I listen to it because it gets me pumped up. And this is the problem with music of today. And no wonder why so many of the youth of today, at least one of the reasons why they have so many negative thoughts in their head, is that is that we have a lot of songs that have a good beat out there, and it is told by different stories by different people, and they all tend to be negative stories these people have. Like, if you live on this planet, you would at least imagine. You would at least have a positive, interesting story to say that you could go in details to explain it. But it seems that most of these artists just like to talk about negative stories that they've had in their lives, and it all tends to be the same. It all tends to fit in a criteria of what you hear on the radio, on what everybody else is talking about, And like I said before, for people who don't understand the power of music, you have to realize something, okay? Is that, imagine listening to a good beat, okay? A good quality beat. A good quality beat. If you listen to a good quality beat, that gets you really pumped up, If you listen to that sort of stuff, and you listen to it on replay over and over again, because nowadays you with your smartphone you can listen to a song pretty much as you want to, man. You could just download it. You don't even have to use up data, and just listen. And all of the songs pretty much are just the songs that are the only songs that are presented out there, that are the only ones that are presented on YouTube, because that's where nowadays most people get the songs that they listen to, because YouTube will only accept so many videos to promote, and YouTube also happens to be the biggest video sharing website, and you have a bunch of people who this is the only music that they play, this is the only recent music genre out, this is the only type of music they play out there, and they're listening to these songs non-stop, and they're working out to it because it gives them energy. They're walking while they're listening to it because it gives them energy. Some people might even be swimming listening to it, swimming listening to it, but of course they would have to have waterproof gear on, people are playing tennis listening to it. It's a very common thing nowadays. You hear about people playing tennis, working out while they listen to their music. And there people are listening to music like crazy nowadays. Most people have hundreds of songs on their smartphone, which, and the fact that they have hundreds of songs shows that they're listening to a lot of music. And imagine listening to hundreds of songs that, let's just say, doesn't have too positive of a message. It has a pretty similar message, and it tells different stories. It's different things, but at the same time, it follows the same criteria, about sex, partying, violence, and all of that sort of stuff. If you listen to all of that sort of stuff already, that's already going to have enough of an impact on a lot of people already. Okay, because people might, because like I was saying before, I'm not sure if I explained this before, but let's just say you ever had that time in your life you might have had somebody around you who might have been telling you something, and sometimes you might repeat it without even realizing it. To be honest with you, like, I'm just trying to think of an example, and an example would just simply be, maybe, somebody was going, you lived in an area for you live with somebody for a period of time, and somebody kept on saying something negative about you, and and next thing you know, let's just say they said that you're stupid all the time, maybe you had a mental disability, or something, or you just made a lot of mistakes, and then all of a sudden you might have said to yourself, I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. You see, it was a voice, it was words, and you heard it over and over again, and it started to get into you. Without you even realizing it. This is a known fact. And imagine listening to it with a good beat. And, even if it's a 3 to 5 minute long video, you're probably going to listen to that song in the span of maybe a couple of months for maybe like 4 to 5 hours. 4 to 5 hours. And that's probably just for like one song. And imagine that playing on the radio over and over again. Imagine, over and over again. What do you think that's going to do to your head? And it gives people a lot of ideas without them even realizing it. Women might get ideas on how to screw over men, and take the things that they have without them even realizing without even realizing it. Men might think of ideas that might automatically pop up in their head without them even realizing it. And just in general, the songs, you hear it over and over again. It just, even without giving, because in the end, it's always up to free will if you're going to do it. If you're listening to that stuff over and over again, obviously some of the lyric sets that you're not paying much attention to is going to be replaying over and over in your head. It's just like, you ever had that time, you were singing along to the song, and you started to sing, and even though you didn't read the lyrics and you weren't practicing how to repeat the song, you somehow were, out of nowhere, you sung like a whole section of the song, maybe like 3 to 4 sentences, without you even realizing it. You see what I'm saying? It does have an effect on you. So the idea that people would have to go through the effort, like, can you imagine how much effort that would be? How much effort that would be, like putting the song backwards and writing stuff about, oh yeah, I worship the devil, and oh yeah, have sex, have drugs. Like, you gotta be kidding me, man. Like, even being a conspiracy series, some conspiracy series are so ridiculous, it's not even funny. Like, like, it doesn't, like, according, it doesn't even have to be an issue of disinformation. It could just be an issue of just people really not thinking, you know, or people just doing something. Like, that's just simply the truth about it, man. There are no subliminal messages. It would take too much time. It would take too much time to do it, and with how music of today is, do you even think it would be necessary to do that in the first place? Like, honestly, and that's all I have to say.